I'm proud to have served a country full of people who stand up for what's right, rise to every occasion, and always have each other's backs when it matters most. This may be my last day here in this office,
Thank
but
God.
I will always be boldly and unapologetically Canadian. My only ask is that no matter what the world throws at us, you always be the same. Out there who were actively spreading harmful disinformation and misinformation, harmful lies that made people scared that the vaccine was more dangerous than the virus. And vaccinations is a perfect example of it. Like any modern bit of medical advancements, there are potential side effects in vaccinations. Are people who've probably gotten very sick from vaccinations.
People, welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie A.B. And today I'm going to give a little message to Trudeau because he gave us one today. So let's dive right in. First of all, Trudeau, I want to let you know that I have never seen our nation more divided than when you've been leader. Okay, I was an adult during Harper, and I distinctly remember Canadians actually gathering in public spaces, private home parties, all of these different things to actually go and listen to a man with brain cancer's last concert that he was about to perform. That's the Canada that I remember, okay, and love. Justin has quite literally stripped the Canadian identity from us, okay? He has stripped our community from us. He has made everybody more individualistic, and instead of protecting the collective, we protect a very minority of people in this country. We have lost what it means to be a woman. Okay, because for some reason we dance around the subject that trans women are trans women, and before Trudeau was in, people actually went through a lot to make sure that that massive decision that they were going to make for themselves was the correct one for them. And, you know, back then they used to weed out all of the people who had things like autogynecolia, and we don't do that anymore. So it's causing a lot of problems of people pretending to self-ID as something and then harming women in the meantime. The only person that I have been heard that has been denied a transition was Luca Magnotta. And I am actually not joking. Justin Trudeau has made sure that everybody who is in maximum security that deserves probably the death penalty, in my opinion, is actually out in medium security. Yeah, that's Paul Bernardo, okay? There's people that fought for him to be released in the Liberal cabinet, and that's the hill that they wanted to die on for a long time in the House of Commons. Justin Trudeau, you have changed my view on the death penalty, because why are more Canadians on the streets, and why did you guys try to convince me that it was better for people and more kind to not put people in jail who are intoxicated on our street? Just leave them on the streets rather than putting them in jail where they would get food, water, shelter, and help. I don't know. You guys have put tariffs on everything forever, actually. I'm surprised the states waited this long to put them back onto us, because when I was trying to figure out why the hell it was so expensive to live in Canada, tariffs were probably one of the number one things that came up. And not only that, he puts a bunch of red tape so businesses couldn't open in Canada. So the idea of tariffs is to bring businesses to your country, but when the businesses cannot open up a facility in your country because there's all of this red tape, they choose to go somewhere else with their business, by the way. So Justin Trudeau has not only ruined our economy that way, but he created the biggest wealth gap between the elites and normal working class people like you and me. He has put, I don't know how many Canadians into poverty and destroyed everything. He has destroyed everything. He has made sure that, instead of investing into the healthcare system, he has just created the Canada's first death care system. Yeah. Instead of looking over the past however many years that 50,000 people have chose to be unalived by our government, they just keep pouring money into the program. Yeah. Instead of looking at our healthcare system and just scratching our heads a little bit and being like, wait, why are this many people choosing to be unalived in Canada? Maybe we should fix this problem. We're actually known for being a breeding grounds for modern day slavery, according to the United Nations, because of our messy immigration system and how much CEOs use and abuse that program. Isn't it funny how everywhere you go, Canadians are not being hired anywhere because they get $10,000 per foreigner that gets hired? By the way, we were way less divided about everything before Trudeau, okay? I distinctly remember all of a sudden protesters showing up at Pride the year after he got in. Funny how that worked. I actually remember Canada being pretty progressive because we've always been a little bit gay. Even our most conservative show, which was Trailer Park Boys, had 2 main gay characters on it. And Justin Trudeau just comes in and convinces us that we're all a bunch of homophobes, because conversion therapy, I guess, existed in Canada. And, I guess that's our fucking fault. So we must change the very fabric of existence, according to them, like that there's no such thing as man and woman and stuff like that. Following this distinct ideology, which is very extremist, by the way. Okay, because like I said before, we had trans people were here before. This isn't like I didn't get to change my pronouns to emo when I was younger because we shouldn't be relying on the government to affirm our identities. Okay. Justin Trudeau has mismanaged Canada he's actually spent more of a deficit than every single one of our prime ministers combined. And you know what? One of the worst things is that he's making me stick up for the conservatives. Okay? Justin Trudeau, by the way, completely broke the spell of leftism brain control on me, okay? The first time this man said people kind, no, that's not the shit that we need to be changing. It's the fact that he went into the House of Commons and elbowed a woman and that he was accused of some sexual misconduct and he said, we all see things differently. I am actually not joking. He has ruined feminism for me. He's ruined leftism for me. And all of his followers following suit and not actually being liberals, okay, have also ruined this for me, okay? They've also ruined the idea of anybody even giving a shit about the environment because we know that taxing us into poverty is not exactly the best way to combat climate change. We need to go back on being realistic and caring about the environment because there are things to care about when it comes to the environment. It shouldn't just be some lefty, whatever, where we use this ideology to put people into poverty. Let's give us some other options because trucking in our fruit from Mexico is probably not for the best. When we could have things like, greenhouses in every community, tax breaks for gardeners, tax breaks for farmers. Justin Trudeau has literally demolished Canada to the point where Trump can do one thing and boom, our economy is done and we can become the 51st state. And you know what? We have less people than California, guys. It's a possibility. So before I rip into Mark Carney for good, let's just say a couple more things to Justin Trudeau. Because by the way, if Mark Carney doesn't give me an election, I'm going to crash out. This government is lucky that I have children. I will say that, or else I would have already crashed out way worse. Justin Trudeau has facilitated in changing my belief system. I no longer think that people are inherently good. I believe in religion more than I ever have before. You want to know why? Because over the last 5 years, I've seen probably the most disgusting things happen in Canada, and the left just allow it to happen. And like I said before, say it's for the greater good. It has made me realize that there is no trust in man. There is only trust in God. He has changed the fabric of our society because I don't know about you guys, but I notice how insanely crappy people's behaviors have been ever since the pandemic. It's like people don't even care enough to have community, and they just use all of these excuses to ensure that they're lonely. And you know why? Because Trudeau got everybody used to being lonely. Okay, and now people, instead of having a community, much prefer to stay by themselves because there's probably an imminent fear in so many people's minds that this is all going to happen to us again. I always said that I was getting sick and tired of the media manipulating me and political parties manipulating me, and I wasn't going to pay attention to politics until my life started to change. And my life started to drastically change 5 whole years ago. One of the biggest things that pissed me off that he did was he divided us like no other. He literally made it seem like if we vote Pierre Poilievre or Pierre Poilievre gets in, that we're going to lose rights. When he damn well knows that he's the one that's been taking our rights from us. Whether that be censoring our speech, freezing our bank accounts, one of the plethora of things that he has done, embezzling our money. It has taken a lot of punching down on my life from government policies for me to speak out, okay? I didn't want this to be my whole thing, but when you're stolen from twice, and one of those is $4,000 from an immigrant who literally did not get in trouble for taking that $4,000 from a hardworking Canadian, yeah. Okay, enough was enough, especially when I got my new credit card after that, and I went to Sudbury, which is like a few hours away from me, not that far, and they said, sorry, you didn't apply to go to Sudbury. You need to apply before you can use your credit card. I said, excuse me? I called the next person. They're like, I don't know what that person was talking about. You don't need to apply. That was when I started speaking out on TikTok. So just in case Justin Trudeau didn't think that all of those people who protest him, no matter where he goes, is a real thing, it is. They're not being paid to be there. We hate you that much that we will go out of our way and show up with signs to show you how much we hate you and everything that you have put through. And I not once have ever gotten on this internet and threatened anybody's life ever, and nor will I start today. But you, Justin Trudeau, are lucky that the people that you are pissing off are not as unhinged as the people that you have created. Because Donald Trump was shot at. And you've never been. And I think that should show you guys, Canadians have died because of these policies. And not once has a Canadian ever done that to their side. Not once has someone on the conservative side, I don't think you guys even understand how mean the left gets. The things that have been said to me, telling me to unalive myself. The Canada that Trudeau has created has been a fucking nightmare. This has been a nightmare. It takes a lot for someone like me to ruin all of my friendships, to ruin all that I ever had. I moved 7 hours away because I had to create a life for myself that we could afford. Okay. It takes a lot for me to stick up for another politician. Okay. It takes a lot for me to change my entire philosophy. I thought I would be a leftist forever, and I realized that I'm not. I'm more center, yes, but I am definitely more right, because I don't believe in this made business. I cannot get on board with the, quite frankly, in my opinion, eugenics that I have seen in Canada over the last 5 years at least. So thanks, Trudeau, for ruining our economy, dividing us like no other, taking away my grandmother, okay? Yes, she was somebody during COVID that did not get the help that she needed, as you stated, and you've completely ruined my life. Yeah. I worked really hard during Harper to I was a single mom, and I got my diploma and got my job quickly after Trudeau was in. And I got to work at the job for not not a long time before I was forced into getting those you-know-whats. And there's a lot of people on the left that just ignore stories like mine, and that's fine. But a lot more people like me exist than you guys think, than the left thinks. And a lot more people like me have been affected by what the policies that Trudeau and the NDP have been putting through. So let me know, guys. What would you guys say to Trudeau if you saw him? I would ask him if he's ever watched his family member die a slow, painful death because they weren't able to get the treatment that they needed, and if he was proud that he made Canadians go through that. That's what I would ask them. So what would you guys ask him? Let me know. What was your least favorite policy, and what would you say to Trudeau if you ever got the chance to see him? Now Mark Carney is going to be sworn in as king tomorrow. I'm going to be covering that. Let me know if you're still here, if you guys would be interested in me going live. I know that most of our podcasters in Canada do it on Friday nights, so I'd be open to Saturday, Thursday, Wednesday. I don't really care. Whatever would work best for you guys. It'd be so nice to get to know you guys and see how many people are here from TikTok. If you're here from TikTok, let me know. Okay, I'm going to go now. Okay, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!